Today on Drawbli,
Ben is drawing
portraits.
Portraits again.
More faces. We've been doing a lot of faces. Anyway, click that subscribe button if you're new around here.
And comment below with ideas of what we can do to improve.
Share that art online with the hashtag Drawbli.
And yeah, let's get started here. So Ben, this portrait, what were your goals? What were your intentions? What were your takeaways?
Ooh, the way you looked at me when you said that felt like you were calling me like a thief or something. Takeaways. I don't know.
What did you take away?
What did you steal from this? Oh God. Yes, this woman who I found when I opened up Pinterest and said, that one will do. This blurry photo here. Yes, I'll paint that. So we have just come off of doing this John Singer Sargent master study, and I wanted to try applying some of those ideas and techniques to not copying John Singer Sargent's artwork. So I was just finding photos of real people to then try to apply those ideas to.
Cool. So tell me about those ideas. So
a lot of what we focused on was brushwork, and that was one of the big focuses here. But then I started also doing, I think when you learn something new, one of the things that can maybe push you back a step is you try to do all of that exactly the way you learned it. But more so, I think what you should do is take the things that you like and throw those in your toolkit, and don't take the things that you don't like. Because I think that's at the end of the day exactly what an art style is. Mm-hmm. You focus on the things that you like,
Great.
Whether that be a certain, thing that you paint, or whether that be the way you paint it.
So what did you like? What did you take?
So there were some things with the brushwork in terms of like layering these brushes. I think overall I was just trying to like get into the same headspace, in terms of like layering those brush strokes. But that is something that I obviously need to practice a lot more.
No, not at all. I think these portraits, I've seen them both. I think they turned out amazing. They're both gorgeous. This girl in particular is really good. I myself would be extremely proud if I had created either of the portraits that you did for this video. This one turns out incredible, and your next one, oh my gosh, so good.
The other thing that I tried to really focus on was shape design. So specifically what I'm referring to here is you're creating the illusion of a 3D form. Mm-hmm. And this is something that J.C. Leyendecker does to kind of an extreme, if you've ever seen their work. And it's, I think a lot of artists in this era, like right now, are really inspired by J.C. Leyendecker. There's like a lot of, I don't want to call them copycats, but people who are inspired by his style.
He's so hot right now.
J.C. is like, he's so hot. He's so in right now. I really wanted to incorporate some of those ideas in terms of shape design. So what I mean by that, again, is, you're creating the illusion of a 3D form,
yeah.
But within that, you're creating two-dimensional shapes that are interesting. Almost like, it's kind of hard to describe. Look up some J.C. Leyendecker work and you'll see it right away.
Okay.
I mean, it's all over the place. But here I'm also trying to incorporate stuff from like way back when we painted those apples. There were a lot of really cool things I enjoyed about getting some like natural texture to break forms up. So I'm trying to kind of combine a lot of these past things that I like and try to incorporate those as much as possible. You'll see me try to design some shapes here in the hair. I think one of the problems with us and a lot of, newer artists is that we get really busy, like our brush strokes and, paintings just get super busy, super fast. And it's really hard for people, aka cough cough us, to control those things. So I'm like, I'm trying to find a way to bring control to the chaos that is our paintings.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so hard to just let an area be an area of rest. You feel like you gotta get in there and put brush strokes on there. And really, there's so much power in just like a nice open area where there's not as much going on, contrasted with like the face where there's so much happening. And I think you've done a good job of that, like with her shoulder there. It's a very restful area, and her Her hair is currently like kind of solid, very restful. And then we get the texture of her chest and sleeve and face as a nice contrast to that, and the sharpness.
And then really quick here, if I could just say the third thing that I focused on was, focus. Not contrast, but focus. Contrast between hard and soft edges. So you can see that I'm going in and like that back shoulder, I've blurred that with the background so that it's almost like, it's just one
very
thing.
Lost edge.
Yeah, trying to lose that edge and saying, hey, you don't need to look here. This isn't where the focus is.
Well, it looks amazing. Good job.
Thank you. Yeah, I think one thing I'd like to do more, and I think one of the things that was trying to be imparted on us with this assignment was those big, 3 areas of focus, or just having a few areas of focus. I think that would be something that would actually save us a lot of time in the early stages. I blur the edges at the very end, but if you go in with that intention of saying, this is going to be in focus, this is not.
Really good point.
This is going to be in focus, this is not. Guess what? You won't waste a ton of time sitting there painting.
Yeah, identify your 3 focal points that you want off the get-go. That would save a lot of time. That is really good. I'm going to remember that and try to utilize that later on.
Write that down.
Oh, that's good.
So now I'm doing a portrait of Henry Cavill. I think one of the things that I really wanted to try to integrate here was our recent color studies. I wanted to play with color a lot with this one.
Oh, yeah?
But also try to impart, freshen the mind after these master studies and try to, focus on all those things that I just said. Shapes, hard and soft edges, brushwork, all that good stuff.
Okay, so let's see how that goes.
So let's see how you fail at that.
No, not at all. I have seen the finished one of this, and it turns out just absolutely stunning. It has all the, what I like about your work is often you're very good at sharp edges. You're very good at vibrant contrast of values and texture, and this lacks none of that. You bring all of that you're already really, really good at to the table here. And I'm sure at the same time you're learning and growing what you want to become better at.
He's growing more powerful each day.
Also, I barely recognize Henry Cavill in here. And isn't it a shame about The Witcher?
Oh yeah, he decided to ditch the witch.
Ditch the witch, I guess.
Yeah, news headlines. You can have that one for free.
Yeah, we're really quick with the news. Really quick. Several months later.
Yes. So he's no longer the Witcher, which is oh well,
Yeah. Hey, I was gonna say I like how comfortable you are in this stage of the painting where I don't believe at this point you would have been intending to leave his face this red. Am I right?
I guess you'll just have to watch and find out. I'm throwing on all sorts of layers to try to break things up. Right now, one of the things I'm trying to do is try to bring, I guess, some visual interest to basic shapes. I can use the selection tool and create some nice, clean, basic shapes. But I want to find a better way to make those bring more visual interest to that. And with the apples, one way I'm able to do that is with kind of like some organic texture, some paint splatter, and then going in over top like I'm doing right now and blending out a lot of those, which also gives me an opportunity to design some shapes. So I am like slowly piecing some of these things together in terms of making it work for me, but it's really just, for both of us, a matter of time before we figure out, our workflow and, what we enjoy doing.
Oh, yeah. I know, it's exciting to try to learn. I feel like I still have a very long way to go myself with color and painting.
The more you learn, the less you feel like you know. Yeah, that's how it works.
Oh yeah, Dunning-Kruger.
Dunning-Kruger, yes. That is his thing.
I love that you left in this red mark on the cheek there. I think that's really cool.
It was very bold of me, you might say.
Very bold. You're a bold, bold man.
So that was very intentional. I was going through with this large brush here, like trying to block out bigger shapes and trying to like get some visual interest in specific areas, and I put that one there, and I was like, oh, that's like super red. And I was like, you know what? That actually brings some focus there to the face, and I really like that. I think it's graphic, but at the same time, it helps kind of, hone in the focus there.
No, I think that's really, really cool. And I actually, with the amount, at first, when his face had all this redness in it, and early in the painting, I wasn't sure about that. But once you added all the deep values of his clothing, it actually works extremely well and looks extremely good.
Skin tone can be like absolutely anything, and you can make it appear even more realistic or more close to the person's actual skin tone with the color surrounding it.
Yeah.
A little bit
Ooh,
of that
I
there.
like your color play there. Oh, that's so fun.
Just a little
color
bit.
balance, a little of that digital magic that
Digital magic.
you know about and stuff.
You do that kind of stuff too.
Sometimes I feel like when I do it, I'm definitely just playing around with things I don't understand. But I feel like when you do it, it's because you know what you're going for and you know what you might find.
Well, spoilers. I maybe slightly know, but that's not the point. It's just having an idea and trying to head in that direction. And if you like it, you keep it or use like a little bit of it, and if you don't, you delete it.
Wow. Oh, your background is so pretty. I love that. Oh, there he is all done. He looks so good.
Yes, a little bit of extra blurring there to some edges as well there, trying to drive focus. I really wanted to, and I actually don't really like this technique that I've been doing, but it's what I have for now. I need to find a better way to do it because I'm not a huge fan of, all these blurred edges here.
I can make suggestions or just let you kind of move around and
Well,
find
we're
your
at the end of
way.
the episode, so we'll accept some suggestions maybe in the next one.
Let's do the
I
next
don't know if we have enough time here at the end. But we do have enough time for you to click that subscribe button.
And comment below with ideas of what we can do to improve as artists.
Share your work online with the hashtag Drawbli.
And this is the part where we say goodbye.
Goomba. All right, let's hear that advice. What do we got?
Less blur,
Less blur,
but still have blur.
but still have blur.
Yeah, I think you're just over blurring.
You're just over blurring.
Yeah. It becomes almost its own focal point of all that blur.
Oh.
And then you have challenging focal points.
Challenging. Wow, that's a challenging idea.
I'm a challenging person.